Even when the i3 is on and ready to go, you'll never see smoke coming out of the tailpipe, probably because there is no tailpipe, which is kind of strange because this i3 is the range extended version, where in addition to electric charging, I have a tiny 10-liter gas tank. And it's important to note the gas never moves the car, it acts like a generator and charges the battery, so road trips are doable if you're okay to stop every 80 kilometers to top off 10 or 15 bucks of gas. Oh, and it's premium fuel. Which I looked into, by the way, and it turns out you can drive the car for 3 days straight on just gas top-offs, but after that you're risking damaging your battery, so make sure you plug it in. Of course, you can use a wall charger that comes with the car, however that takes 13 hours to charge to full, which is why if you are buying this car, you should probably get a level 2 charger, which takes around 3 hours to charge to full. Okay, without getting into too much detail, I should explain the whole charger thing. There are 3 levels of chargers. You get a level 1 charger with the car. It's 120 volts, plugs into a regular outlet, and takes 13 hours to charge the car. Level 2 requires an electrician, permits, all that fun stuff, and it's 240 volts and takes about 3 hours to charge the i3. And lastly, level 3 is a DC charger and charges the i3 up to 80% in 30 minutes, but you need to purchase the DC fast charging option when you get the car because level 3 uses a different plug. Now, as you can see from this map, courtesy of plugshare.com, you'll find level 3 chargers are mostly peppered along highways, so if you plan to do a lot of long distance driving, then this might be for you. Of course, you could just keep topping up the gas as I do with my version. The nav system will automatically show you your electric-only driving range for the different driving modes. The white bubble in this case is comfort mode, while the blue outline is Eco Pro Plus. Zoom in a little and you can see the location of both gas and charging stations and you can navigate to them. Now, the term range anxiety is almost synonymous with most electric cars, and frankly, it's kind of scary if you have an electric-only version of the car. Have a look at these images. As I was driving along the QW, I would look down every few minutes and see the range bubble closing down around me. Honestly, I would be panicking if I didn't have a full gas tank and almost 140 kilometers of additional range, but something to keep in mind. Now, the name of the game with this car is how long can you go without using gas? I mean, it's good to have a failsafe, but I prefer to use free charging stations as much as possible. In fact, I still have the same tank of gas the dealership gave me. And no, don't worry, it doesn't damage the motor. I checked. Now, as for public charging stations, most are free. Some you have to pay for, but it's typically around $2 an hour, with the first hour or so being free. And since in most cases you're basically just topping up your car's charge, so 30 minutes to an hour should do the trick, which means that you're basically charging for free. Other than that, I found that most charging stations can be found at car dealerships, and typically, even if it's a non-BMW dealership, they don't mind you charging there as long as you're not blocking anybody when you park your car. Now, I have run into the occasional hard ass who will act as if I'm charging from, I don't know, their personal wall outlets or something, but for the most part, those are few and far between. And if you're lucky, like me, you have some super awesome and super patient friends that don't mind picking you up from charging stations nearby and then dropping you back off when your car's fully charged, and it doesn't cost you a penny. Check this out. Guys, I used my cell phone to wirelessly pay to charge my electric car. Hashtag I'm Batman. That had literally no purpose other than for me to share how cool I felt using so much tech all at once. Isn't that so cool? Oh my god! Also, here's something cool that happened. I parked in my usual spot, both chargers were in use, so I left a note for the car closest to my parking spot, and I left my charging port open as I walked away. Now watch this. So these two chargers are being used. I've left a note for this charging guy to plug me in when he's done. Now let's see if he does it.
A few moments later.
Yay, the system works. Electric drivers are nicer than gas drivers. So that was kind of cool. I mean, you have to figure the demographic for electric cars is usually not teenagers and kids, and let's face it, these cars aren't exactly cheap, so you can count on most fellow EV drivers being, if not well off, at the very least mature. Now, part of the whole appeal of this car had to be, for me at least, how super mega techy it is, and by that I mean this car actually comes with its own cell phone app. The phone app is available on both Android and iOS, and unfortunately you can't try it until you buy the car because the VIN number gets registered to your email and your phone number. So in addition to the PlugShare app and website, which I recommend everybody use, if only to see the vast number of free chargers in your area as well as the ones people are sharing out of their homes, the best app that the car comes with is the BMW iRemote app. The app is specific to the i series of cars, so it only works on the i3 and the i8 at this point, and basically gives you an additional way to interact with your car. Here you can see your driving efficiency, overall range, current status of locked or open windows, and you can even remote control some of the features of the car. Now, the coolest feature that you can remote control is preconditioning. No, not remote starting, preconditioning, where you can turn on the internal cabin heat and cooling, depending on where you left it last, so that it's nice and comfortable when you get in. Another really cool thing you can do with this car is set a departure time. So if you leave at a certain time, let's say you're out the door by 7 a.m., you can set it up so that the car automatically starts preconditioning or warming up the cabin right before 7. And obviously you want to make sure that you're plugged in. Similarly, you can also see tutorials on how to drive efficiently. You can basically learn about the different modes of the car. You can learn how you can best optimize your fuel consumption, your electricity consumption, your everything. And there's a whole community for this, so you can see what other people in the community are doing as well. Anyways, guys, that's been the video on this segment of the i3. Make sure you check out the other 3 videos I put out, including an overview, a video that goes into the interior and exterior features, and a video that goes into the different drive modes and how to deal with flat tires. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.